Every day, you and I get bombarded with negative news. And just like our bodies becomes what we eat, our minds become the information that we consume. If you want to stay positive, it's so important that you also listen to stories that inspires you and uplifts you. In this podcast, we interview world-leading experts dedicated to solving the world's most pressing problems. And if you stick around, I promise you will not only be as informed as if you watch the news, you will feel uplifted, inspired, and have more positive energy in your life. Welcome to Great.com Talks with. Hi and welcome. Today Great.com talks with Katerina Mavru, who is the president for the Association for the Advancement of Assistive Technology in Europe. And if you haven't heard of them before, they exist to improve technologies for the benefit of people with disabilities, including elderly people. And if you're new here and to this podcast, you definitely want to press subscribe, either on YouTube or in your podcast app, because today we will learn from Katerina what we can do to improve these technologies. So Katerina, thank you so much for your time and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Emil. Thank you for having me here. And thank you for this opportunity to share what the association does and share some knowledge and get something from you too.
Beautiful. I appreciate your time and I'm very curious. And first, how would you describe your organization to someone that is not familiar with what you do and your work?
Well, AAATE, that's the short name of the association. It's a non-profit based in Europe, European association that, in the last many years, I would say, has a global activity in the field for the promotion of assistive technology, not only in Europe, but globally. And meaning the promotion of assistive technology, the association mostly tries to provide a platform for various stakeholders, including not only academics, but also users of assistive technology, that is persons with disabilities, older adults, professionals, families, engineers, the industry, even students, to have a platform to exchange knowledge, to share experiences, and to work towards the improvement of the lives of persons with disabilities and older adults and all users of assistive technology, and improve the quality of life with the use of assistive technology. So this is more or less the aim of the association.
Beautiful. That's a great initiative. So what do you wish someone that does not have the challenge of disabilities or being elderly, what would you like for them to know about the work that you do and why it's important?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, a few weeks ago, we had a seminar on assistive technology in the association, and it seems that the main challenge is awareness on assistive technology. So one important thing is for people to know what is assistive technology, why is it useful, why do we pay so much attention to it? And I think the COVID pandemic is something that has recently, and sometimes the tough way, showed the importance of technology to the lives of persons with disabilities and to the people that are digitally excluded, for many reasons. So for those that are not users of assistive technology, what is important to know is that there are groups that are working towards the use of assistive technology and the promotion of assistive technology. And that there is technology that can improve the lives of students, of learners, of adults, of older adults, to fully participate and enjoy human rights. So it's something, and our target, it's not only the end users, the persons that may use assistive technology, but all stakeholders, and meaning all stakeholders, by saying this, I mean everybody. Disability and technology, it's an issue for all of us. Anyone can, if I may recall an experience that I have with people that were trying to define what assistive technology is. I remember an end user, a person with disability, said, come on, what is not assistive technology? Whatever we use is to make our life easier, to provide quality of life, to help us participate. And this is even more challenging for persons with disabilities and older adults. So it's important for people that they don't consider themselves or don't consider ourselves users. It's important to know and have be familiar and be aware of what assistive technology is and what the benefits are.
So help me understand then, what is the challenges you're facing when it comes to spreading this awareness? Is it that people are not interested? Is it that it's hard to reach people? Is it to make people understand how these technologies works?
Everything, I would say. Well, awareness, it is a main challenge to reach to people the information, what exists, also not only in terms of products of technology, but also of services. Assistive technology is not only about the technology per se, the artifact of technology, but also about the services, about the support, about the use, the education, the use in rehabilitation, the use in all sectors of life. So one of the main challenges, I would say, is to be able to communicate this broad range and the interdisciplinarity aspect of assistive technology. There were some times that even professionals or other groups consider that assistive technology is something for one field. It's not in our job, it's not part of our work, but it seems that it's part of the work of all of us, especially those working in the field of disability, in the field of supporting older adults. So yes, one of the challenges I would say is this one. It's also challenging, especially for the organization, for the association. We're trying to do some work in policymaking, in the sense that we're not policymakers, but we're trying to have an impact in decision making if we manage in a higher level. And this means reaching European policymakers, global policymakers, and this is another challenge. It's a challenge to try to reach centers where decisions are taken that will have an impact in the lives of everybody, especially socially excluded groups or digitally excluded groups. And this is, I would say, one of another main challenge that we face in the field and in the association.
I understand that, and how it's a complex challenge that it's hard to give like a one sentence answer to. So let me switch focus a little bit, because I'm curious, as someone that is not really in this field, what are the progress that has been made that you guys are the most excited about in, let's say, the last 10 years?
You mean the progress of the association and the work we do?
First, the technologies or assistive technologies.
Okay. If you allow me, I may say that, of course, technology is exciting. And the progress of technologies, if I think that, about 15 years ago, the use of the technology of eye control, using or controlling your computer device with your eyes, was a very innovative and a very expensive and not very often used technology. And today is one of the technologies that users can easily, users in more in higher income countries can have access easily for communication and access. You can see that this progress of technology is huge. If we think now that we have artificial intelligence, robotics, brain interface control that is used for the support of persons with disabilities, it is an exciting progress. But I would focus, because technology can be exciting, but on the other hand, I think we need to be careful for the determinants of technology. In other words, paying too much attention to the progress of technology, but not the way this is used and actually implemented or actually provides the benefit, and actually for the benefit of persons with disabilities. I think we are getting lost in the technology per se. So what is important to follow is the progress in this area, in the implementation of assistive technologies. Not only that they exist, but they are used, they reach the final user, and they are utilized in the most proper way. The users may have appropriate access to appropriate technology. So I would more like to turn to people's attention to this area of assistive technology, on how it's implemented rather than how it's technologically advanced. I hope I could communicate.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think.
Okay.
I think the cutting edge technology is the thing that is maybe most exciting, but then that getting millions of people to use the stuff that is already there and is working, I see how that can have a much bigger impact. So the organization then, what are you guys dreaming of accomplishing, or what are your goals for the next, let's say, 10 years?
I would say that if I first start from what the organization has achieved up to now, and this leads to where we see ourselves in maybe 10 years' time.
Beautiful.
AAATE started as a European initiative and gradually developed into a global initiative, in the sense that it has been involved in, it's a pioneer of the establishment of the GADO, that is the Global Alliance of Assistive Technology Associations, that was very recently established. So it's part of this global association now that is very similar to AAATE in Europe. So where we see ourselves is to we envision a world where assistive technology is a human right. Access to assistive technology is a human right worldwide, and not only working for the European community, because we're established in Europe, but also in having an international impact through these initiatives, through these collaborations. So if you ask me about our vision in 10 years' time, or even before, is to have an inclusive, to see an inclusive society where assistive and accessible technologies and universally designed services and products are available to persons that need them, to persons that use them, provide equal opportunities to people to live the life they desire and the lives they deserve. And at the same time, the association to be an active player as an interdisciplinary platform and collaborative platform for providing opportunities for further development. No matter what the progress of technology would be, we would like to be there.
It really seems like a big part of your work is to bring people together and create these collaborations. I saw that you are hosting a big international conference every second year. Could you tell me more about what is happening there? What is it like to be there? Yeah, anything about those events?
Well, the conference is one of the main activities of AAATE. One that unfortunately we had to postpone for this year because of the COVID pandemic. But it's an event that is getting bigger and bigger every year. It covers more areas of the world. It started as a European event. We consider the international event, especially in the last 4 years that this was organized. It is an event that provides a platform for discussion, for bringing people together, as you said, for networking, but at the same time, a place where we reflect for further research, development, exchange of not only research ideas and academic stuff for assistive technology, but also practices, the experiences of professionals, the experiences of students. And also the AAATE conference in the last few years of its organization is also a platform for international collaboration in a higher level. For example, for the last, I think, 3 conferences, we've hosted the Global Challenges sessions that brought together stakeholders and high-level stakeholders from international associations and other organizations. And especially the last one in 2019, the Bologna Declaration was signed. That is a declaration that put forward the importance of assistive technology as a human right. So the conference is this platform, and we are trying really hard to keep it this way and make it bigger. And hopefully we will have it as a joint event with ICCHP, another big conference in 2022. So the one that was postponed was not lost. Hopefully we will be able to host people in 2022.
I hope so as well. And I wonder if can anyone go to that conference, or is it only for people involved in the field?
Well, it's a conference with fees, but anyone can go to the conference if it has an interest. And actually, to this effort to make it broader and more open, the conference hosts different kinds of sessions. So there are more science track sessions, let's say, more sessions that are focused on research, but also sessions that are focused on practice, educational sessions, policy sessions. There are discussion panels. So there are workshops as well. So there is a variety of sessions and activities within the conference in an effort to bring together stakeholders for any possible field that are interested in the use, the implementation, the research, the study of assistive technology.
I was asking because my last question for the day is, imagine someone is listening to this and they feel excited about improving the use of assistive technology. What can they do to somehow be a part of improving the technology and bringing more awareness?
Well, sharing knowledge, sharing knowledge and experiences is very important. Also, bringing out the acknowledging and understanding that assistive technology it's as I said many times to this short conversation, it's a human right, and also it's a tool to accessing human rights, to claiming human rights. So what people can do to promote this is sharing knowledge, sharing experiences. If there are associations and other organizations out there that want to collaborate, think of the association as a partner, and think that assistive technology is a business of everybody.
Beautiful. Katarina, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. I very much appreciate your time and for you teaching us about these technologies.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us, and thank you.
Thank you. And for you listening, if you enjoyed this episode, press subscribe on YouTube or your podcast app, because if you do, that will show the algorithms that this is an important conversation, so more people can get awareness about the importance of assistive technology. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode. What is great.com? That is the most common question that we get. And the shortest answer I can give you is that we are a company that is moving money from the online casino industry and donates it to charities that is helping the environment. The long answer, unfortunately, I don't have time to tell you today. But if you're curious, definitely Google what is great.com to learn more.